Okay, so in this half of the video, I'm going to do the last two problems, problem 3 and problem 4. In problem 3, I have two options to analyze which one gives me a bigger payoff. So I start out with 100,000 reais, and I am deciding if I'm going to buy property with it or if I'm going to put it in the bank. So option 1 is to buy property, and in 10 years it will be worth 320,000 real. And so there's no calculating to be done here. It just already tells me that. Okay. So if I buy the property in 10 years, it's going to be worth 320,000 instead of 100,000. Okay. My other option is to put it in the bank. It's going to earn 12% nominal annual interest compounded monthly. So if you remember, the original amount goes here, 100,000, and then it's 1 plus, and it's R over 100K. So in this case, I'm gonna the first half of the solutions I was putting the decimal and ignoring the 100, but this time I am going to show you how to do the whole number in for R. So for R equals 12, I'm going to put R on top, 12, and on the bottom I'm going to keep that 100 there. And then K is monthly compounding, so that would be 12. And then the exponent is n, which is the number of years, 10, right? 10 years, how much will I have? And the compounding is k. So we'll multiply it out in the calculator here. Put 100,000 times 1 plus, put another parentheses, 12 divided by 100 times 12, and I'm going to put parentheses around that too. 100 times 12. And all that will be to the exponent of 12 times 10, which is 120. Okay, and there seems to be a mistake there. I did 100,000. Let's see exactly what I did here. Okay, 1 plus, and then 12 divided by 100 times 12. Do I need, let's see, I have 2 closed parentheses there. I have 3 open parentheses. Oops, I forgot to put a parentheses. Do you see that? So I need 1 more parentheses here. I'll just insert a parentheses here. And now let's try. Nope. I know something's wrong because let's just type it in again. So I'm going to put 100,000 times 1 plus, so it'll be 12 divided by, okay, 12 times 100 is 1200, so I'm going to just put 1200 here. And then this is to the power of 12 times 10, which is 120. Okay, that looks more like it. So that'll be 330,038.69. It's reais. Okay, so oops, I wrote it in the wrong place. Getting really confused here. Okay, so this one is going to be, the answer to this one is going to be 330,038.69. Right. Okay, shall I buy the property or put it in the bank? Well, property is 320,000 after 10 years. The bank 330,000, so I'm going to put in the bank. Okay. Now the bank has changed its compounding scheme. It offers me 12% nominal annual interest rate compounded annually instead of monthly. Okay, without making the calculation, can you say if the balance after 10 years will be smaller than option 2 or larger? Okay, remember option 2 is compounded monthly, and now they're going to have the same interest rate, but it's going to be compounded annually. Well, remember, the more often you compound, the higher the interest rate actually becomes. The effective interest rate is slightly higher, if you remember from the exploration. So without making the calculation, I can say that the balance after 10 years will be larger, or no wait, if without the balance after 10 years will be smaller, because now I'm compounding annually. I'm compounding less often, so it's going to be smaller. Okay. All right, so calculate how much money will be in the account after 10 years. Okay, so again, start with 100,000, not 10,000. Right? And then I'm going to have 12% annual interest, but compounded annually, so just one time. And it's going to be 10 years. Okay? So that would be, so 100,000 times 1.12 to the 10th. And what I did here was I just like took 12 divided by 100. 12 divided by 100 is just 0.12. And then I add that to 1, so it's 1.12. And then I go to the 10th power. So 1.12 to the 10th power times 100,000. And that will give me, so 100,000 times 1.12 to the 10th power. Oops. I could do that. Oops. Let's do this. Okay. I have a lot of trouble with the calculator today. 1.12 to the 10th power. Right? That gives me 310,584.82. And that's also reais. Okay, so you can see that this is less than both the property, which was 320,000, and option 2, which was 330,000. Now I wanted to ask you here, which I forgot to do. I forgot to ask you which one is more advantageous, this or the property, and obviously this is less than the property, right? Okay, number 4. I have 1,000 euros at 6% annual interest rate compounded quarterly. So 6%, so R equals 6, compounded quarterly, K equals 4. Write the equation for the future balance, leaving the number of years as n. So, okay, I'm going to write the equation. So that would be, the original amount is 1,000 euros, right? And I'm going to put 1 plus R over 100K, right? So let's see. R is going to be 12. And K is going to be 4, right? And then it's to the power of nk. And remember that n in this case is, we're just leaving as n. And k in this case we're changing to 4, right? K is 4. Okay? So it said, write the equation for the future balance, leaving the number of years as n, and so we've already done that, right? The future value is equal to 1,000 times 1 plus 12 over 100 times 4 to n to the 4th. Okay. And so in this case, what we're going to do is we are going to figure out when the balance exceeds 1,100 euros, when will the balance exceed 1,200 euros, and when will the balance exceed 1,500 euros. So to help us out, I've made this chart here. So the beginning balance is obviously 1,000 euros, so we're going to put that here. Okay, these are all euros. And then after 1 year, we're going to use this formula to figure out how much it's going to be after 1 year, and we're going to use our calculator to do that. So all we need to do is figure out what is this part here. 1 plus 12 over 4 times 100. Oops, and I just made a mistake, didn't I? Sorry about that. It's actually a 6 there, right? 6%. Okay, I just noticed that down here. Okay, so I am going to be multiplying 1,000 times a factor, which is 1 plus 6 over, and that's 4 times 100 is equal to 400, right? And that's going to be time to the 4n power. N is the number of years. So I'm going to simplify the part in the middle. 6 divided by 400 is equal to 0.015 plus 1, okay, to 4n. Okay, so basically every time a year goes by, I am going to multiply the amount by this factor. Okay. So what I can do is I can figure out exactly what this factor is. Like, for example, if it's year 1, then it would just be times 1.0154, and n is 1, so you just kind of ignore it. So for 1 year, I would multiply times this. So what is that equal to? Well, 1.015 times 4 to the 4th power is equal to 1.0614. Okay, so it would be the same thing as multiply times that. Or you could just like count, you could just multiply times 1.015 4 times per year. So we'll do that way first, okay, because that's easier. That's easier to conceptualize at least. Okay, so we're going to start with 1,000, and I'm going to put it in the calculator, and then I'm going to multiply times 1.015. And I'm going to do that 4 times, okay? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in four compounding periods, I'm at 1,061. 4 compounding period is 1 year, so I'm at 1,061.36. Okay? Now I'm going to go to the second year. I'm going to do this 4 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm at 1,126. Okay, now I'm going to do 3 years, so I'm going to do 4 more times. This is like first 3 months, second 3 months, third 3 months, fourth 3 months. So now I'm at 1,195. Okay, now I'm going to do 4 years. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1268.99. Now I'm going to do 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1346.86. Now I'm going to do 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1429.50. And you might ask, why are you doing 4 times per year? Well, I'm doing 4 times per year because now I just lost track of how many I did because I started talking at the same time. 1429, okay, that was last year. 1450 would be the first 3 months. 1472, second 3 months. Third 3 months, and don't have the fourth one. There's the fourth one. Okay, so now I'm already at 1517.22. Okay, so I do it 4 times because there's 4 compounding periods. Each compounding period is 1.015 greater than the previous balance. The other way I could do this is I could figure out what 1.015 to the 4th is, or I could even type that out. I could write times 1.015 to the 4th, right? And then I could just multiply times that, and that would be multiplying times that 4 times. So in year 8, it's 1610.32. And then for year 9, it's 1709.14. And for year 10, it would be 1814.03. 2. And if I could also do it the other way, remember I already figured out that 1.015 times itself 4 times is 1.0.